Hi, JDL Brushes here, and we have a new video. This time we're working on an architectural sketch, and I'm not actually fully satisfied with how the sketch turned out because I was actually kind of rushing this rendering, and yeah, I was trying to be productive, but I ended up not being as proficient, and yeah, it definitely took a toll, especially with the shadows. I was kind of just winging it for the most part, and yeah, I think I should spend more time doing a little more quality kinds of renderings and not make it too sketchy. And I know that will definitely affect how much I'll be able to upload regularly, but yeah, I think it's better to have at least some quality and not just pump out videos often and such. So yeah, again, I'm working on these shadows on a multiply layers or on layers in multiply mode, and again, using the lasso tool. I didn't actually use much of the marquee tool for this one, so yeah, because the perspective is kind of 2-point. It has a 2-point perspective, and yeah, it's gonna make it a little more difficult, and yeah, and you can see with how I rendered or added the shadows for the grass in the bottom, it's so vague. So unless you're in a hurry or something, sure, but it will definitely take a toll in how your end rendering will look. And if you'll notice in the very beginning, the actual line sketch is kind of a little defined, not super defined, but it does have some structure. However, when it comes to the rendering, it kind of took away some of that because the shadows especially the shadows were very, very vague. And I think when it comes to rendering, the way you do the shadow part or the shadow kind of shading will define or will play a huge role in how your rendering will look like, at least when it comes to how structured it is. Because the moment you shade something with the shadows, obviously it starts to give your line sketch form, and if the shadows are not as defined, it will definitely make your sketch more formless. So yeah, rush it if you have to, but take note, be wary of how your sketch may look in the end. So yeah, but it's a learning process, and I definitely won't be doing these kinds of or this kind of fast approach because it just doesn't look as good. I mean, maybe it could, but the initial line sketch should also be kind of loose, right? So it can actually make sense. But anyway, yeah. And I basically went in for the colors, and I used actually some of the marker fine brushes to kind of add in some details for the foliage, and it's really just under a normal layer mode, so it actually does overlay the marker strokes beneath in a flat kind of manner, the same with those white strokes that I usually kind of do. So in a way, it doesn't look that bad, but and I did use the saturation to make it pop out more, and some color balance stuff to kind of add a little more purples to the shadows. Oh shit, I actually reversed the, usually I show the marker brush pack. Okay, there you go. Oh shit. Usually I end with the actual rendering, but fuck. So anyway, whichever your art, whatever your tool, make it beautiful. Bye.